Welcome to VFSN. We're here at Warwick Town Park Disc Golf Course in Warwick, New York for the second installment of the 4 chapters. Chapter 2, Air, sponsored by Axiom Discs. I'm Chris DeMarco with Lefty McGovern and Dan Schifrin, and today we're going to be crowning the Air champion with this custom 1-of-1 pound bag.
Here we go. The stakes are high and thunderstorms are looming on the horizon. Our crew is going to do their very best to make sure that we get both rounds in as safely as possible. But we're here at this beautiful and historic course, so who knows, we may just see its beauty later on today.
Here we go. Chapter 2 Air. The players are set to go. Up first, Zachary Tesone, our fire champ. The kid slept outside on the ground. Others might call it camping, not quite my style. Zach, good luck.
We got Joe Appaluccio up next, one of the staples here in the Skylands community, and he's also one of the tournament directors here at this event. Cannot wait to see him play today. Big shout out to Joe.
Up next, Eric Peine, another Warwick native who took down Warwick AMs last year in 2021. Let's see if he can cause a disturbance up at the top of the field today.
Rounding out our feature card, we got Brandon Lockhart. Showed up today not knowing he was going to be on feature card, but he's ready to play. One of the newcomers on the scene here. Let's see what he can do on this open course. Hole 1, par 3, 234 feet. A left to right shot that's very attackable, but it does have a low ceiling this time of year, which can get you caught up on that OB left side. And we got Zachary Tesone, the fire champion himself. Like Lefty mentioned, he slept out in a tent yesterday. Let's see what he can do here today.
My name is Zachary Tesone, and I started playing in October of 2020. The transition was pretty easy. I've played baseball for a number of years before playing Ultimate, batted lefty through righty, so the power came naturally, worked on my form for a little bit, and just kind of progressed my way through the amateur divisions. So winning Chapter 1 was really cool. I love Tecumseh. I think it's a course that really works for my game. Going into Chapter 2 Air, the course itself is incredibly fun. A lot of really open holes. Yeah, I've only played this course once. I played blue to blue. I'm just going to try to play the best I can at each hole and try to work my way up to coverage on the second round, where I think I'm going to feel a little bit more comfortable. I think the biggest challenge is really just going to be the rain. There are only so many towels that you bring with you on a camping trip, so kind of hoping that my supply lasts long enough.
Wow. Beautiful.
Let's talk about those reflexes on that hat catch.
The hat catch, yeah. So I do have a multitude of bucket hats. I worked at a summer camp and I was out in the open for 6.5, 7 hours a day. It was this ugly purple camo. I'm telling you, there's like nothing more humbling than a 10-year-old laughing at you for how you look.
Zachary Tesone just playing really good disc golf and showcasing really great hat catches.
After a while, I realized that if I fully commit to a backhand and I follow through correctly, it flies off. I think something about the aerodynamics as it flies through the air, who knows? I really just have appreciated all the friends I've made through the advanced division, especially New Jersey. Next thing for me is really going out to Michigan for US AMs and Indiana for AM Worlds. I really want to see how I stack up against, some of the best people in the amateur division.
That's a really interesting approach from Zach there, familiarizing himself with the harder of the 2 layouts we're going to be playing today, and playing off the tee blind in this first round. It could minimize, how much he thinks about the dangers on each hole, and just, helps him focus in on each line he needs to execute.
Joe Appaluccio stepping up to the tee. He's going with this big turnover on this shot. That's the easiest way to get yourself to the green, but as you can see from that result there, it can get a little tricky with that cut roll. But Joe knows this course well. He sees that it's in bounds. Up next, we got Eric Peine.
Peine opting for the large turnover as well, but he gets caught up late there and finds himself OB.
Yeah, unfortunate result. I really like that he went with that turnover with the stable disc. You saw it flexing out right to the basket. It was going to land nice and smooth. Gets a little caught up. 3 Warwick locals, 3 of the exact same shot.
Yeah.
Brandon Lockhart executes so well.
The young gun is showing some of the OGs what it's like to park hole 1.
And he's already halfway down the fairway there. I love that. Eric Peine from distance here. We got that big drop off behind the basket here.
Yeah, and he does well to lay up there. No need to get too frisky on hole 1. Take your medicine and move on.
Frisky. Similar approach from Appaluccio from about 45 feet here. Tesone from a little bit down the bottom of the hill. See if he can get a little run on this. Look at that drive from Lockhart. You love to see that. Inside circle 1 to start off the day. Let's see if he can knock down the 2.
That ought to get rid of the nerves early.
Yeah, that's going to be a stroke on most of this field. We got some shooters out here today, but with these blue baskets, everything's very tucked away. Really hard to access this green clean. As Eric Peine cleans up the 4.
And we're going to see a couple of pars here from Joe and Zach.
Yeah, Chris, do you think laying up here on hole 1 in the rain is something that a lot of these guys are going to do to maybe shake off some of the nerves and avoid losing some strokes early?
I mean, we've seen it time and time again. Typically, especially on coverage, the first few holes of this tournament are pretty rough, or the first few holes of the tournament are pretty rough. We got hole 2, par 4, 386, no exception. Tight tunnel off the tee, and look at how hidden the basket is behind this hill here. Really difficult hole to access. But I think it's a smart play to be really conservative early. Again, we've seen people struggle on coverage in the beginning of the round, and this is a course where it's only going to get easier throughout the day. I mean, these first 2 holes are some of the most challenging on the course, so I think smart play to be conservative there on hole 1.
No.
Lockhart doesn't like that one out of the hands.
I have to say, this is one of my favorite holes on any of the layouts at Warwick. Just such a cool shape to the hole. Big gap shot that we see our players kind of struggling to hit.
Yeah, he said it himself, first available on that one. He was trying to go huge there. I would have loved to see where that could have ended up.
Yep.
When you see par 4s that have a very open middle section, it's really tempting to go aggressive. But
like exactly what Joe and Zach tried to do there.
I think you just want to try to go 150, 200 dead straight if you can. I mean, that's obviously not easy, though.
Easier said than done,
Yeah.
but Peine is just taking your advice here.
Yeah, really, really nice play from Eric Peine. If you can get up, set up for a birdie here, it's going to be a stroke on most of this field.
Shout out Alton DeMarco. Zachary Tesone is leading the way here as far as our PDGA ratings are concerned at a 972. He has quite a sizable lead on Connor Henderson and James Kalinsky, but the real difference is the difference between the 3 and the 4 hole here. James and Connor will look to be in contention all day.
Yeah, such a huge gap after those top 3 in terms of rating. We didn't even see Eric Peine on that list, but he took down Warwick Amateur Disc Golf Championships last year, so it just shows on these more challenging layouts and rougher weather like this, it really can be an equalizer.
Yeah, Brendan Lockhart I don't think was up on that list either, and he finds himself unfeatured today as well.
Rough break for Apples there. Threw that one a little bit too high, but he does get out to the mouth. Saving a 4 is definitely possible from there. Tesone finding a little bit more of a conservative approach at this point. Probably the smart play.
Yeah, he'll be shooting 4 from that lie there.
This is a good spot to get aggressive here. If he gets wild, he can still save his 4. Nice aggressive turnover there from Lockhart. Gets himself to about the top of the hill. I think that's still got about 80 feet to go. Peine after this great drive. Left that one in a little bit inside, but a good throw. He'll have a look at the basket.
Joe for his 3rd. A little early. But
yeah, really nice shape to that turnover. Just
did
a
he
little
squeak
early.
through? Wow.
Finds himself towards the bottom of the hill there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good break there.
Tesone just going monstrous. He broke our crew's ability to film that shot, I think, with the spike hyzer over the left side. That was amazing.
Yeah, and he keeps opting for the forehand. Wow.
Brandon Lockhart hunting the basket from deep.
He could not see the basket from there.
Look at this aggression early. I absolutely love to see that. And he settles in for another nice look at the basket there. Getting a birdie on that first hole is gonna fire you up.
No doubt. Joe lays up, should be a routine putt from there.
Let's see if Peine can make a little magic happen here.
Some more basket hunting. I think that hit apparatus.
Yeah, just low. Tough to get everything under it in these sloppy conditions. It's been raining for days here in Warwick. The ground is soaked.
Great putt. Great putt from Zach.
He took your breath away, Dan.
Yeah, kind of croaked there a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of those from Tesone. They just will their way in. Look at how straight his form is. Everything about it is just like a dart going right at the basket.
I love how he holds his follow through, just has that high release.
He mentioned he struggled missing left to right early on in his career, which is so funny to me because when I look at his form, everything just looks so straightforward.
Yes, very vertical.
Great players, they aren't always born in greatness, but they will make strong adjustments to their game to adapt.
Yeah, and a lesser man would have let those couple of tree hits to start this hole really get in his head. But even though he took a took a 5, he's going out with some confidence.
Yeah, he's in good shape. Hole 3, par 3, 320, left to right shot, uphill the whole way. This is one of those holes where you just gotta tip your cap to Dan Doyle, Craig Cutler, Steve Brinster, and everyone else in the Skylands Club. Amazing.
Wind. Yeah.
I'll take this, though. I'd rather the rain over the wind.
Right, this air can hold.
Honestly, I think I'd rather the wind.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can hold on to stuff.
Right now,
Tesone, letting the other players know he doesn't prefer the rain. I didn't see that on the scouting report.
You know, I was gonna say on the last hole, seeing Zach opt for so many forehands on a day like today is really curious. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I can't control a forehand when it's raining at all. So
yeah, he gets so much power on them. I don't know how. Bad conditions or not, I don't understand it.
Just has that 2-finger pop.
Rough break for Peine, a little bit inside there. We'll see how his scramble game's looking at the bottom of this big hill here. Tesone just biting off so much, but when you can scramble well, I mean, blue to blue, going that aggressive might get you in trouble. But if you can scramble well, I really like the aggression off the tee. Apple's puring all but one tree at the back of the fairway there. Good effort.
Peine with a really tricky approach. Did well to flip that up, but catches a late tree.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. There's no way you're getting to the top of the hill from there without a monstrous shot, and even then, you're 40 long. I'm gonna take back my statement, what I said earlier. I think you want to go conservative off this tee. In this field, in these conditions, just play for your 3.
Brandon, the only one to really make it all the way down there off the tee box. Magic.
What?
Magic. This kid.
I was like thinking, wow, he looks like he's running this. And he definitely was.
Yeah, there is. Shout out Pappas. There's a huge drop off behind the basket for those who have not played this beautiful course.
Wow.
What a confident run. After running the band on the last hole.
Dead center. Excellent shot from Lockhart.
Look at this. And he makes the adjustment right before the shot, decides, you know what, I'm just going to run this thing. Cash.
Takes like no time to line it up and just perfect hyzer.
Yeah, this kid is incredible. I mean, he's only played in 6 events so far in his MA1 career, and he's won 2 of them. His aggression today is really setting him up big.
Yeah, I love to see that, especially in these conditions. Tesone. Hey, he didn't like that one. A little bit long. but this man is no stranger to a comebacker. I don't think I've ever seen him putt at a basket more than once or twice.
Well, that's going to be put to the test here. He's got a pretty scary comebacker. And
Peine is not going to like that when he gets to the top of the hill, but he's
Yeah.
still right there. Should be able to clean that one up. See what Joe Appaluccio does. Yeah.
Perfect up. Looks like he's done it once or twice.
Now, if he hadn't hit that tree, he would have had a nice look from the base of the hill, but even after that tough break, he says, I'm going layup. So I think that answers your question from earlier, Lefty. I don't think it's just the conditions. I think that's just his play style. I'd love to see it. Tesone's putting it another drop off here.
Confidence is key, kids. If you're learning how to putt, watch this kid go. He does not. It doesn't faze him.
If this was like a baseball video game and Tesone had like a heat map on the basket, bottom left. He just lobs it in every time, bottom left. He's hitting that all day. Great three from Appaluccio.
definitely going to be taking some strokes on the field with a 3 on that hole.
Hole 4, par 3, 234 feet. This one is so tricky. Rumor has it that a tomahawk is the go-to play from locals. Kind of pans out a little bit to the right, quick, sharp dump off to the left. And Brandon Lockhart is a local.
Ooh, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, Dan is licking his chops.
Wow, that looked way too easy.
Looks like you ran a little long.
That's a good spot to be on this hole. We'll see how the rest of our card does.
That's the more traditional route. Punch something straight with the backhand, let it stall out left into the green.
This is one of the more tricky greens on the course. We talk a lot about how long baskets always have a little bit of extra challenge to them, not just the distance, but the positioning of the green as well. I mean, look at how crowded it is. There's not a clean putt on this green.
And a huge shout out to my card mate in the first round, Kyle. Is it Bud or Buddy? He sunk a massive putt from the silver basket down to blue for his 2. It was a sight to behold. Great on, Kyle.
Wow, great on to you. Can we get a great on graphic on the screen, please? Appaluccio just feathering one up to the green. Got a little bit away from him, but again, this is a green where I'm sure Appaluccio knows you're going to have to hit a tricky putt down there. Nice little layup from Tesone. He wants no part of this. It's going to be interesting to see how he handles this. I mean, +2, by no means a rough score through the first 3. I'm sure he was able to see at some of the more challenging golf out there, but at Chapter 1 Fire, he had an early lead.
Ooh, with about as clean of a line as you're going to see on a green like this. Brandon misses a little bit.
Yeah, tough break off to the left side. You hate to have to putt twice in a row there. Obviously, whoever's the furthest from the basket has to take their putt.
Yeah, and a 3 putt on hole 4 does not feel good. It's definitely one of the easier on the course, so...
Yeah, tough break. Sometimes it's just a chain reaction that starts, you know, getting the yips on the green. It's certainly easier to hit when people are hitting them from deep, but...
Peine and Zach clean up their 3s.
Lockhart cleaning up, sitting at -1. Hole 5, par 3, 248 feet. Very uphill hole, but there is danger on either side. The right side has a huge drop off to it. This is another one of those holes where it is attackable, but you're going to have to hit some kind of deep putt unless you can find a way to stick that cliff up there.
And yeah, we have yet another precarious green perched up on this sort of rock structure, and there's a steep drop off right behind the basket. The stones are all wet from the rain, so things are moving quick.
Tesone with that patented air bounce ultimate frisbee style throw.
Yeah, keeping it low on a course like this, especially in these conditions, is going to be really key for Zach to make a little bit of a comeback here.
Lockhart pures the middle of the gap. A little bit too much hyzer, but I mean, that's such a great shot. He's going to have a putt for the birdie too.
Joe drags something over to the right, and seems like he gets clean to the bottom of that hill there.
Players heading up the fairway on hole 5 here. Big thunderstorms incoming later today. The forecast is looking scary, but seems to be holding off for now. Light rain throughout the morning as Peine gives that one kind of a bit of a lofty half bid, I think. Finds himself almost the whole way down the hill. Tough break there.
Yeah.
Always best to be coming down flat with spin to avoid those rollaways.
Great run from Tesone. Even hitting metal on this green, it gets pretty scary with how the disc can react.
Just wide from Apples. You're going to see Apples be able to attack some of these more challenging tee shots here. He really knows exactly where to put the disc to get in good position. And Brandon Lockhart is probably just going to be doing this all day, folks. Tune in, get comfortable.
Eric does his best to pitch something up to the basket. Should be a tap in 4.
Another nice easy 3 for Joe Appaluccio. Sitting at +2 so far, looking to find a chance to attack. We've got some scoreable holes coming up. Lockhart cleaning up his 3 after another apparatus hit from circle 2 and beyond. Couple of pars and a bogey for Peine. Hole 6, par 3, 318 feet. Really straightforward first half of this flight. You just want to try to hit it on the right amount of hyzer angle to find your way over to this green. I think a fairway driver that's going to get a little bit of ground play helps you avoid going too long on this one. But I'm sure we're going to see all variety of shots on this wooded hole here at Warwick. Tesone seems to like that one. See if Lockhart can bounce back. Rough bogey on hole 4. Sitting at neg 1, and he's knocking on several more strokes. Unfortunately catches the big tree in the center of the fairway there. That's got the height it needs to get left.
You want something that kind of hits the inside of the gap, but sort of holds that pushing hyzer angle as it makes its way to the green.
That was going to be absolutely parked. I think he pushed it a little bit too long.
Yeah.
Got caught up there. Peine with that silky smooth form.
Eric a little wide, but finds center fairway.
Should have a long look at the 2. This is another one of those holes that has a really tricky green, especially on the back half. It's a little bit downhill, but you won't roll far because it's absolute prickers and bramble down there at about 20 feet.
Lockhart missing the basket.
Yeah, uncharacteristic. Somebody check in on him. Yeah, just another easy 3 for Apples. I love it.
Yeah, this guy's played here once or twice, played in a couple tournaments here, done pretty well.
Great upshot from Tesone there, securing his 3. Let's see what Peine does here from circle 2. I'd love that run, just a little bit high. It's tough to get your traction. It's tough to get flat, clean bids in these kinds of conditions. Tough comebacker here.
Just a little pulled off right.
Let's see what Lockhart can do from about 25 here. Save his par. Yeah. That's disc golf right there.
Yeah, that's a great putt.
Yeah, he wants that. He wants that back. He wants that 90-footer back on that second shot there. He's thinking, why didn't I put that in?
If I had one more chance at that.
Apple's grabbing the 3.
Eric cleans up the 4. And Zach with his par.
Lefty, tell us about that leaderboard after 6 holes here at Chapter 2.
Yeah, the top 3 is looking like a bunch of guys who we haven't seen on coverage yet. Hopefully we'll see them soon. Andrew Alexander with a burning hot neg 3. Tyler McKinnon up there as well with the neg 2. Love to see Brandon Lockhart at neg 1. It's really a tight race so far.
Let's get a word from our sponsor, Axiom Discs. Yeah, big thank you to Axiom Discs. We got a number of baskets we're going to be giving away later today. Hole 7, par 3, 413 feet. This one starts out flat, but does get a bit downhill. Hidden basket, a couple different options off the tee. Zachary Tesone's going to do weird, crazy, ultimate guy things with an air bounce. It's hard to do better than that.
That is an absolute bomb. I mean, you can't even see the basket from that tee, and most regular people aren't even going to be able to see the basket from their second shot.
Regular mortals. I love the S-flight line from Lockhart. He's doing that a lot, starting discs on hyzer, letting them turn over, but giving them the height to just do all sorts of crazy shaping at the end of their flight.
And the guy who knows exactly where the basket is.
Yeah, he
Wide route.
Takes it on the right side. Just barely crests the hill. He'll have a deep look.
And comment crest if you remember that from our last video. Peine, right up the gap. A little bit too high. Unfortunate tree kick there. Should be able to save his 3.
Trying to get it down through the Jeff and readjust some lights.
I love that line that Apples took on that right side there. Big skip play.
Yep, that was actually the line I took as well. Shout out.
Dan Schifrin played at this event. Spoiler alert, 890 average. He's trying to get into Tier 2 in the VFDGL, knocking on that door.
Update coming soon.
Update coming soon. Sponsored by Dan Schifrin himself. Lockhart laying up. Saving some magic for the next hole, I'm sure.
This tree provides a lot of really low ceiling putts for our players and can incur a lot of layups like that from Joe.
Tesone with a chance to take a stroke.
Chris, like you said, low left looks like exactly where he was fishing. Right?
Hot spot.
A little too low there.
Fishing, nice terminology. I didn't like earlier when you said burning hot. You know, we're past fire. But it's Tesone. He's got the fishing hat, bucket hat vibe. I like that. We need to come up with some air-related terms to describe how well these... This is just a breezy and beautiful performance here by Brandon Lockhart. You're going to see this a lot today. Players cleaning up. Simple tap-in pars. Hole 8, par 4, 362. Left to right, tee shot here. And again, very similar to hole 2. You see that open space. It's tempting to go large. But I think a smart play for this field is to be conservative off the tee and try to bite off a lot on your second shot once you've reached the open field.
Yeah, another shorter par 4 on this layout, but one that really tests a player's accuracy, placement, and control from tee to green. Lockhart on the box. Looking to flip something over through that gap. Doesn't even watch it finish.
I need to see Brandon Lockhart play Greystone Woods. These hyzer flip turnovers are just inspiring.
Yeah, I think he'd fillet that course.
Fillet.
According to Matt Coltrera, he said he wanted his own VFDGL team. Shout out VFDGL. If you haven't watched the videos every Wednesday, go watch them.
Wednesday at 3 p.m. Yeah, Lockhart wants his own team. I love to hear that. I will store that in my memory bank for later. 32 is the new number, guys. 32 is the new number of teams next year.
Oh, man.
Eric Peine. Yeah. Look at
That's
that.
a local.
Silky smooth shot into the ideal landing zone.
Warwick locals showing each other some love. That's one of the most beautiful parts of being able to do this coverage. Coming out to these different areas and just kind of showcasing what these guys are all about. They brought such great vibes the whole day. And I have to be honest with you, I thought it earlier, I didn't know that Appaluccio had such a serviceable forehand.
Yeah, really great shot to get onto the fairway there.
I thought of him as mostly a backhand guy because he's got that signature Brinster hop. But he's displaying some nice forehands here.
Yeah, Tesone contesting that low ceiling. Does his best to get up into circle one, and he'll have a putt for his 3.
Yeah, Tesone would probably be happier to be at the road 600 feet away than stuck in the woods there. Making this hill look easy, but make no mistake, it's pretty steep.
Brandon is just running anything within sight. If he sees a basket, he's throwing discs at it.
Anything inside of Warwick County, which I don't believe is the name of this county.
I don't know if that's true. Peine tries to shoot up the gap here and misses.
Yeah, I love that approach. Such an interestingly fun decision on this hole. Apple's going with a nice little Anheuser. It's a good way to flex the disc out, get a safe bid on the basket. Shout out to some of our Valley Forge guys. I see Kyle O'Brien out there. I see Sam Doyle out there in the Goldfinches jersey.
Matt, your arms are looking huge, kid. Keep it up.
Family affair.
Wow.
Eric Peine.
Huge putt from Peine.
Knocking that one down after getting aggressive on the upshot.
Stand still from circle 2.
Yeah, look at that finesse on the follow through there. Look at this. I love that.
There's something about a lack of celebration that just shows the confidence.
Yeah.
Eric Peine is oozing confidence here.
Yeah, he seems like a very hunter style player, just out there looking for opportunities. I mean, to win Warwick Amateur Disc Golf Championships, incredible. And look at this beautiful scenery. Matt Coltrera knows I yell at our crew often to get shots of that gazebo.
And Joe taps out another par. He's putting together a pretty sneaky round, you know. Not much scoring, but he's not losing very many strokes at all to the field, and he's staying in contention.
Rumor has it that Tesone will be breaking out another bucket hat later today. I'm not sure if he's going to switch that going into the back nine. We'll see.
Really? I wonder if that one has a strap. If not, he's going to be doing a lot of catches. And I'm excited for that.
Reminds me of the Crocs. You know, you've got sport mode, casual mode. Hole 9, par 3, 378 feet. Interesting choice off the tee if you want to go up the gap, but if you swing it out wide, it's hard to get all the way down this hill. And you will find some OB lining the logs there, or the stones there, rather. You know, I'm just a woodsy boy. I just used to logs being all over my course.
Natural born woodsman here.
Tesone trying to bite off a lot, getting caught up on that inside OB patch.
Oh, and what is that cheeky roll?
We're all there together.
The card is hysterical at that.
You never see stuff roll back and bounds like sideways on that hill.
Listen, that's the champion love right there. Love for the champ. Tough break for Lockhart. That one was definitely going to find itself in circle 2 at least.
Yeah, it looks like our players are going to be trying to thread that gap in the middle and have the disc stall to the left to get about as close as a basket as they can.
Joe Appaluccio laying down the towel. He's a very traditional player in my eyes, coming from that Warwick cloth. He's got that Steve Brinster hop, that signature form. And to me, laying down the towel is an extension of that. It feels like a very classic play.
Here we go. This is the safe play. Air it out around the gap to the right. Out into the open, and you'll have an open look at the basket. Layup for your 3.
Crest.
Love that follow through from Tesone there. He's like an archer out there. That's in his range from circle 2.
Yeah.
Lockhart coming down the hill. Nicks that tree. Going to be a little bit more of a tester than he wants, but decent spot to be.
Chris, this look for Appaluccio looks a tad familiar.
I can probably tell this is about 130 feet out.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the Valley Forge Disc Golf League, you need to check it out.
Check it out.
We've got 3 rounds at Warwick, and Eric
Roller
Peine has a
alert.
roller in his bag. I didn't know that. On a drier day, we might have seen him about 10, 15 feet closer. Conditions are crucial and paramount to the efficacy of a roller.
A little kiss.
Yeah, unable to sink that deep one there. But we got Tesone with the stepper.
Big stepper from circle 2.
OB, not even 10 feet directly behind the basket. Don't tell Zach that, because boom, dead center.
Because he might not know. He's only played this course once.
Yeah, once again.
But he's just out here to prove himself today, the fire champion himself. He said earlier today that he felt like this course benefited his game. He's showing a lot of patience out there on the course. He handled his tough breaks well. Good front 9.
Yeah, his putting in particular has saved him a lot of strokes today. His throwing has not been 100%, but he's still right at 1 over par.
Apples with a tough break, dead straight on that one, a little bit high. Brandon pro wobble Lockhart secures the par. Shout out Daddy Mac Dies, I believe is the shirt that Lockhart is wearing. A couple of his boys I saw out there rocking the same gear.
Yeah, they really came out ready to play, these guys.
And Lockhart having 3 of only 5 birdies on this card in the front 9. We saw some fireworks from him sitting at neg 2. And I believe 1,000 rated on Silver Blue is only about -4. So we're seeing some really strong disc golf. Lefty, talk to us about that leaderboard.
Yeah, Chris, the hot round of the day is coming from Andrew Alexander shooting a neg 3, really close to that 1,000 rated round threshold. Tyler McKinnon, Eric Anstein, Brandon Lockhart, Austin Battistoni, all clogged up at neg 2. Look to see one of those guys emerge. I'm sure they will. James Kalinsky, fan of the channel, sitting at even as well.
Let's see if any one of these players can breeze their way to feature card. We saw Tesone mention how important it is to get on lead card, not feature. We did a really good job on commentary there. This outro was bad. Let's see if we can turn it over when we get to the hole 10 on the back 9. We'll see you guys there.
We'll see you guys on the back 9.
I don't hate that. I need to stretch my legs.
The clock.